Welcome to a visual celebration of pop culture history, where fashion, fame, and fierce femininity collide. In this special video, we're counting down my top 20 Spice Girls magazine covers from my collection. From glossy 90s classics to bold Y2K throwbacks, these covers didn't just capture moments, they defined them. Each issue is more than a photo. It's a time capsule, a statement, a spotlight on how 5 women redefined what it meant to be global superstars on their own terms. Some are playful, some are powerful, and some downright legendary. So whether you lived through Spice Mania or you're discovering the magic for the first time, get ready. Because we're saving the most striking, most unforgettable cover for last. This is Spice Girls style at its boldest. With bold headlines and gorgeous photo shoots, are you ready to spice up your magazine life? At number 20, it's TV Times, March 1998, and this one is bursting with backstage brilliance. The headline? Mouthy Spice. What happened when Ruby joined the Spice Girls? This fun, joyous cover captures a moment from rehearsals for the Spice World Tour, taken in Dublin, Ireland, at the start of that unforgettable year. Comedian and TV icon Ruby Wax was filming her Ruby Wax Meet series and joined the girls at the Point Music venue, where they were gearing up to kick off the tour. In the episode, which aired in the spring, Ruby interviews each of the Spice Girls one-on-one, brings Mummy Bunton into the frame, shout out to Pauline, and even takes the stage with them to perform Stop. It's hilarious, it's raw, and it's one of the most entertaining behind-the-scenes glimpses into Spice World you'll ever see. This cover earns its place in the top 20 for being natural, spontaneous, and full of personality. At number 19, The Guide, a supplement from The Guardian dated March 10, 2018. But don't be fooled by the modern date. The cover image takes us right back to the very beginning. One of the group's earliest photo shoots, captured in all its raw, simple, girl-next-door glory. And there's a story behind that image. The shoot was arranged for ITV's Massive, which planned a feature with the Spice Girls and Denise Van Outen, in a hot air balloon no less. Teen Mag Big was covering it too. Picture this: dawn, a freshly plowed Hertfordshire field, still cloaked in cold morning mist. The girls, ever the pros, pose for photographer Harry Borden before boarding the balloon, only to be stuck in the sky for 2 whole hours, thanks to shifting winds. Up there with them, Denise Van Outen, and their legendary PR manager, Muff Fitzgerald. Fast forward to 2018, The Guide republishes that photo to mark the Spice Girls' low-key reunion talks just a month earlier. Behind the scenes, the group and their manager had reconnected to explore the future, or maybe test the waters for one more moment in the spotlight. The article, written by their official biographer David Sinclair, is detailed, insightful, and packed with info, from merchandise to discography, making this issue a must-have for collectors. Innocent, nostalgic, and steeped in Spice history, this cover earns its place for showing us where it all began. We're the biggest pop band that ever lived. Now that's a statement, and it came at the end of a truly unforgettable year. At number 18, it's the first of 3 appearances from Smash Hits, dated December 30th, 1998. This cover radiates quiet confidence and peace. The Spice Girls had conquered the world with a blockbuster movie, a record-breaking tour, and yet more number ones. But they'd also weathered a storm. Geri was gone. The group was changed. Shot by Lorenzo Ageas for their late '98 press campaign, this image of the 4 remaining members, dressed simply in black tops and blue jeans, is soft, serene, and glowing with a new kind of power. Pregnancy bumps and all. The quotes inside haven't aged perfectly, but the raw honesty does. It's a snapshot of survival, sisterhood, and the moment the Spice Girls became something more than a 5-piece pop group. Fresh from their 3rd Christmas #1 with Goodbye, this cover marked the end of an era. and the beginning of something very different. At number 17, we jump forward to the most recent entry in the countdown, a modern celebration of a pop culture phenomenon. It's the July 11, 2021 issue of Fabulous magazine, marking a full 25 years since the release of Wannabe. Yes, a whole quarter century of girl power. The cover is bright, bold, and full of energy, a throwback image from Mike Pryor's 1996 photo shoot, reimagined with a new headline, Viva Forever, How 5 Fierce Females Conquered the World. Inside, journalist and Mel B's longtime friend, Louise Gannon reflects on the group's impact and enduring legacy. There's a feature with Mel Coloma, who nearly joined the group before it found its final lineup. Plus updates on the girls' lives, fan interviews, and even some spice-infused beauty tips. Whether officially endorsed or simply well-timed, this issue was the perfect companion to the release of Wannabe 25, a striking tribute to the group's unstoppable rise and a reminder that the Spice Girls' legacy still burns bright. At number 16, a true milestone moment. The Spice Girls on the cover of American Vogue, photographed by none other than Mario Testino. This January 1998 issue hit stands in December '97 and sent a very clear message to the US. We're here, and we've got things to promote. A movie, a new album, a world tour, and now, one of fashion's most coveted front pages. The images are striking, the girls styled to perfection, sleek, sexy, and effortlessly sophisticated, yet still fresh-faced and full of personality. Few girl groups, then or now, can say they've graced the cover of Vogue, but the Spice Girls weren't just a pop group, they were a cultural force. Music, fashion, politics, nothing was out of reach. The article inside, a little icy, perhaps. But the cover, undeniable. Now here's a question. Should British Vogue have done the same? Let us know in the comments. At number 15, probably the most controversial magazine shoot the Spice Girls ever did. For the September 1998 issue of Attitude, an LGBTQ+ magazine, Geri, Posh, Baby, and Sporty took on the look of the Village People, the iconic group known for their camp, queer-positive image. The shoot was bold, brash, and very Spice, but it sparked some backlash. In some photos, Victoria, dressed as a police officer, poses with a toy gun, pretending to shoot the other girls. Whether that image was ever meant to go to print is unclear, but Attitude ran with it and the headlines followed. Some said it was inappropriate, especially with so many young fans. But let's be honest, it's camp, it's chaotic, and it definitely pushed boundaries. The cover itself is much tamer, a candid shot of the girls enjoying food mid-shoot, captured by photographers Ian and Peter Davies during a break in the Spice World Tour's US leg. It might be a shoot they'd rather forget, but it's unforgettable for us. Messy, maybe, but it's raw, it's real, and it's 100% worthy of a place in this countdown. At number 14, a bold comeback and a bold new look. This September 2000 issue of Heat magazine celebrates the return of the Spice Girls, leather-clad, fierce, and ready to holler. Literally. Their all-black outfits from the new music video sparked headlines and signaled to many a reinvention of the group. But here's the truth. They hadn't changed. They were still the same Spice Girls, just older, more refined, and making music that evolved with the times. Yes, they'd worn black before, more than once, and we'll get to one of those moments later in this countdown. But in the year 2000, with R&B topping the charts and music trends shifting, this image felt different, edgier, slicker, a statement. For fans, it was a thrilling moment. Album number 3 was finally here, and while the press focused on the wardrobe, we saw the bigger picture. The Spice Girls were back, and they meant business. So what do you think of the holler era look? Let's hear it in the comments. At number 13, a magazine cover with a story as big as the shoot itself. For the Christmas bumper issue of The Big Issue, the Spice Girls were photographed by a then up-and-coming Rankin. Little did anyone know, this shoot would help launch him into the big leagues. Today, he's one of the UK's most respected celebrity photographers, and the girls, they absolutely delivered. Fun, vibrant, and bursting with energy. The images created a sense of excitement that leapt off the page. Whether or not they planned it, these shots became the go-to visuals for an entire wave of official merchandise. Stationery, toys, calendars, posters, photo albums, you name it. This shoot was everywhere within a year. It wasn't just a cover to help promote their Christmas single to become one. It was the start of the Spice Girls as a full-blown brand, raw, spontaneous, instantly iconic. The clean compositions made the images perfect for products and unforgettable for fans. Be honest, did you own something with this shoot on it? Let me know in the comments. Still to come, the most classy and sophisticated shoot they ever did. Plus, was this the last ever magazine shoot from the band? But now back to the countdown. At number 12, something a little more unexpected. A football magazine for the lads. This is the Christmas bumper issue of 90 Minutes. And yes, those are the Spice Girls on the cover. The headline, stripped, cheeky. But what's really going on here is pure Spice brilliance. The girls are actually wearing football kits, each one representing their home team, in a shoot that's suggestive, fun, and cleverly aimed at a whole new audience. In 1996, the Spice Girls were on a mission, Christmas #1 single and album. And to do that, they needed everyone, from teenage girls to political readers, even football fans. And guess what? It worked. Christmas '96 was theirs. The interview inside is classic Spice, raw, unfiltered, and completely addictive. Just like the other shots from this football-themed session. It's a playful, punchy cover that proves the group knew exactly what they were doing. So, any football fans out there remember picking this up? I want to hear your stories in the comments. At number 11, a Spice classic and a real industry milestone. This is the cover of New Musical Express, better known as NME, and for a pop group like the Spice Girls, landing this cover in 1996 was a seriously big deal, timed perfectly for their Christmas single and album campaign. This shoot captures the girls in a rare, relaxed moment, taking a break from filming one of their music videos. Take a closer look. Can you tell which one it was? Drop your guesses in the comments below. The set, all studio lights, wires, and behind-the-scenes gear. It's very 1996, very Spice, and totally rock and roll. That's actually the title on the cover, The Ultimate Rock and Roll Interview. Bold, proud, unapologetic. It might not have cracked my top 10, but this one? Undeniably iconic. And now we reach the top 10. Kicking us off is a classic Spice Girls magazine cover, but perhaps this shoot is best known for something else. The October 1997 issue of Elle magazine features what is arguably the most sophisticated Spice Girls editorial ever published. Captured through the lens of acclaimed fashion photographer Mark Abrahams, this shoot presents the group in a series of breathtaking, high-fashion looks. The result? A visual celebration of 5 women who look confident, powerful, and undeniably beautiful. There's a common narrative that the Spice Girls were just ordinary-looking girls who found extraordinary fame, but these photographs tell a different story. Each member radiates a distinct beauty, amplified by charisma and character. Victoria Beckham commands attention with her signature pouts, moldering and camera-ready. Mel B exudes a raw, effortless cool, wrapped in pure magnetism. Melanie C brings strength and resilience to every frame, a quiet power behind her stare. Geri Halliwell dances between innocence and allure, always one step ahead. And Emma Bunton? She proves she's more than just the sweet one, balancing that baby spice smile with a moody, editorial edge. This shoot marked more than a style evolution. It coincided with a turning point in the Spice Girls' journey. By the end of 1997, they had parted ways with their manager, stepping into the driver's seat of their own destiny. They were evolving not just as pop icons, but as women and as artists. Their second studio album, released just weeks later, reflected that change, showcasing growth in both their sound and their songwriting. Fittingly, the images from this Elle shoot were repurposed for another major moment. The single, Too Much, was the theme song for their feature film, Spice World, released in December 1997. Fast forward to 2022, and these iconic images returned once again, this time as 5 posters in a holiday memorabilia capsule collection. A timeless shoot, reimagined for a new generation of fans. A testament, truly, to the lasting power of image and of legacy. At number 9, it's a full-blown spice invasion. A vibrant, eye-popping celebration of chart-topping success splashed boldly across the cover of Smash Hits, March 1997. At this point in time, the Spice Girls were unstoppable. Their debut album had hit number 1 both in the UK and the USA, a transatlantic triumph that deserved nothing less than a dazzling tribute. Captured during the filming of their iconic Who Do You Think You Are video, the cover features the girls proudly posing with the Union Jack and the American flag. Inside, the fun continues. The girls are joined by their comic counterparts from the comic relief sketch, the unforgettable Sugar Lumps. There are even more flag-themed photos accompanying a feature that perfectly encapsulates the scale of their success. And the timing, impeccable. As this issue hit the shelves, the Spice Girls were once again at number 1, this time with their double single Who Do You Think You Are and Mama. This cover isn't just a slice of pop history, it's a pop-tastic time capsule from the peak of the Spice Mania era. A high-energy moment brimming with color, confidence, and girl power. At number 8, we step into the pages of a cultural icon, the Face. Not just a fashion magazine, but a style Bible with a political edge. So influential, in fact, that it later became the subject of a major exhibition celebrating its era-defining photography. Check out my other video for more on that. In March 1997, The Face devoted a remarkable 14 pages to a cover feature on the Spice Girls, making it one of the most extensive print articles ever produced on the group. Fresh from their winter holiday and glowing with energy, the girls returned to work on January 14th for a photoshoot with Peter Rabathan at London's Metro Studios. Originally, The Face planned to release 5 different covers, one for each Spice Girl. Just imagine how striking that would have been, especially considering the bold, vibrant photography inside. Journalist Chris Heath followed the band for 3 intense weeks in January, traveling with them across the UK and even to New York, where they were promoting Wannabe and their debut album in the US. At number 7, we have a striking and rare piece of Spice Girls history. Telegraph magazine, dated April 18, 1998. Interviewed in Madrid during the height of their Spice World tour. This feature offers an intimate, behind-the-scenes glimpse of the group in motion. The cover alone is unforgettable, capturing all 5 members looking serious yet relaxed, seated casually inside their touring cases. A powerful image, made even more impactful by its stark simplicity. Shot in stunning black and white by the group's trusted photographer, Dean Freeman, the images inside this issue showcase the reality of life on the road. Planes, workouts, rehearsals, fleeting downtime. This wasn't just a glamorous feature, it was a moment of reflection. The headline reads, "Is it all over? Ask again when the screaming stops." A telling question at a time when the Spice phenomenon was still roaring at full volume, but not without its growing tensions. These magazine supplements were available for just one day, in one newspaper, in one country. For anyone documenting the full Spice journey. A fantastic read, a bold visual statement, and a piece of print that captures the essence of a cultural moment in time. And here's a question for you. What's your favorite newspaper supplement magazine of all time? Let me know in the comments. At 6, it's the group's own magazine, simply titled Spice. 8 issues were published between 1997 and 1998. It covered everything from record releases, events, touring, and even brand endorsement. This is issue number 2, which features a blast of rainbow magic with a Channel 5 photoshoot image used as the cover. Channel 5 was launched on the 30th of March 1997 with a special music video starring the Spice Girls singing 5-4-3-2-1, a reworking of Manfred Mann's 1964 hit record 1-2-3-4-5. As part of the campaign, the girls posed for a promotional photoshoot which appeared in press and on billboards around the country, all promoting the launch of the UK's 5th terrestrial TV channel. One such advertisement is inside the magazine's cover, showing solo shots of the group members, each styled in their own Channel 5 color. This cover is captivating, bold, and exudes top-level confidence, everything you expect from the band. And this brings us to the top 5 on our countdown. But before we delve into the 5 most beautiful, iconic, or important covers according to me, of course, I must include a special mention. Although they didn't make my countdown, Top of the Pops magazine featured the Spice Girls on its cover several times, and was in fact my go-to magazine for Spice updates and free spicy gifts like stickers and blow-up dolls. See my other video for that. Another one missing from my countdown is very well known, especially amongst collectors. This is the February 1997 issue of Sky magazine, which shows the girls looking moody, fashionable, and absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's get the countdown right back at ya. At 5 is another hard-to-find supplement magazine. This is the Daily Mail's Weekend magazine from the 24th of November 2012, and sadly it's missing 2 members. Victoria and Mel B were unable to make it, but Emma, Melanie C and Geri came together for this beautiful and elegant shoot in order to promote their West End musical Viva Forever. The article celebrates their legacy, with photos of them from 1996 and their more recent performance at the Olympic Games closing ceremony. The girls in their beautiful white gowns show maturity, an evolution of girl power. Now it's woman power. Sadly, their musical didn't last long, but this magazine shoot, their last ever as a group, remains a powerful and stunning reminder of that incredible Spice year. At 4, we have Q magazine with their December 2000 issue. Their only issue to feature the Spice Girls as cover stars. The headline is shocking. An acknowledgement of their personal struggles that had been so publicly observed, or a sensationalist way to sell magazines, you decide. The truth was, this was the girls grown up, doing things on their terms with nothing left to prove. Solo careers were well underway and were actually dominating the majority of their lives at this point, so to finally get the Group Q magazine cover was a great moment, despite the choice of wording. The write-up may be serious, shocking, and in many ways sad, but the accompanying photo shoot is totally gorgeous. Posing in an old location house in Shoreditch, the group look effortlessly cool and happy. Their track Right Back at Ya was used to accompany a behind-the-scenes video of this photo shoot, so check that out. Their third album was now released, and Spice World seemed like a calmer place, following the girls' individual personal problems of 1999 and early 2000. The cover itself is a wonderful photo. It's giving Sisters of Survival. The group may have been winding down their activities at this point, but for them personally, this was just the beginning of a wonderful adventure. Time to get glam. This is January 2000's issue of Elle magazine, featuring the group photographed at a shoot in late 1999 as they were preparing for their 8-date Christmas tour. Styled in Julianne MacDonald, looking colorful, happy, and excited whilst embracing that 1999 style, this cover is incredibly appealing. As the group toured in December, this magazine hit the racks, adding excitement for fans. We were getting new material at last. It had been 2 years since their last album, and new songs were to be performed at the Christmas in Spice World concerts in Manchester and London. Relaxed and happy, the inside photos by Patrick Shaw appear to show the group getting ready for their cover shoot. Cute, vibrant, and stylish. I wish they did shoots like this now. Up at 2 and just missing the top spot is a classic, iconic, and highly important cover for the band. The 9th of October 1996 saw the Spice Girls get their first Smash Hits magazine cover. Ker-Pow, the Spice Girls tear it up inside, was the bold and unmissable cover text. The girls had arrived. After struggling to get front covers, this major moment showed the world that they could sell magazines. Having spent 7 weeks at #1 in the UK with Wannabe, it made sense for pop magazines to start taking a chance on the group. As they came back with their second single, Say You'll Be There. The magazine's cover is a riot, a true moment of energy and buzz, executed the way only Spice Girls could. It took me a long time to find this in good condition. I am so glad it's in the collection now. So we're here, at #1 on this countdown. If you've made it this far, thank you. You won't be disappointed with the top magazine cover, I promise. Before I reveal my top choice, let's have a chart show style countdown. At 20, it's TV Times and Mouthy Spice. At 19, it's The Guide, and so here's a story from A to Z. At 18, it's the first entry from Smash Hits, and we're the biggest pop band that ever lived. It's Viva Forever, and Fabulous at 17. At 16, it's Spice Girls and Vogue. At 15, it's Attitude with the Spice Girls as you've never seen them before. Heath's Spice Girls' amazing new look is at 14. At 13, it's No Tinsel, No Turkey, just Spice and the Big Issue. Coming in at 12 is Football Magazine 90 Minutes and Kits Out. Spice Girls Stripped. Just missing out on the top 10, it's NME and the Ultimate Rock and Roll Interview. Kicking off the top 10, Elle is turning pop divas into fashion queens. It's a Spice invasion at 9 thanks to a second entry from Smash Hits. At 8, it's The Face with Spice, Above and Beyond. Telegraph magazine is at 7 with Is It All Over? Ask Again When the Screaming Stops. It's Spice and Girl Power, Channel 5 style at 6. At 5, it's Daily Mail's Weekend and From Spice Girls to West End Girls. Q is at 4 with Prozac, Divorce, Self-Hatred. It's another entry from Elle at 3 with Glam Spice. And at 2, the third entry from Smash Hits and Ker-Pow. The wait is over. Well deserving of its #1 placement, we have Rolling Stone, the epic music magazine from America, that featured the Spice Girls on its 10th of July 1997 issue. This iconic magazine feature from the Spices and writer Chris Heath, who had spent 3 weeks with them at the start of 1997 for their The Face feature, kicks off with Mel B giving Chris a clump of her knotted hair. Victoria soon follows with a single strand of her own. One can only guess how much those DNA samples would be worth today. Chris goes on to reintroduce each girl, detailing the professions of all their parents and describing Victoria's family as rich. Back in the United States, where Say You'll Be There is the current single, Heath once again was allowed access to follow the band during their promotional duties. It is the 14th of May 1997, and the band are appearing on TV shows such as The Rosie O'Donnell Show. As with his The Face feature, Heath talks in depth about the band's success and cultural influence. He highlights the press attention they receive, 141 newspaper articles in 1 week. Interestingly, Heath's shadowing of the group takes him to their first web chat experience where the girls try to get to grips with the internet, leading to some quite cute and funny quotes. Bob Herbert is given a phone call for a little background information on the formation of the band they were before Spice, before the topic of the article moves on to sex. All in all, it's a wonderful insight into the Spice Girls. Emma swears regularly, and her secret writing during a press conference is the level of naughty baby we never knew we needed. Their honesty and spontaneity combined with the black leather and baseball-themed photo shoots by Mark Seliger makes this the perfect summary of Spice. Real, down-to-earth, and shockingly funny. The girls appear to be very open and relaxed with this writer, even making a joke of the early attempts to add an extra year on to their life as a band. Their early publications note that they all met in 1993 when it was actually 1994. I think it's safe to say Chris Heath is definitely a Spice boy. Rolling Stone is a sexy, strong cover image that speaks for itself. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos of Spice Girls memorabilia.